Hello. A lot of people ask me a lot of questions like, what the hell are you doing in my house? So I thought I'd create a program called Interesting Facts. Spelled FAQS, as you probably see if I actually learn how to edit. Okay, somebody asked me the other day, they said, okay, why is Friday the 13th seen as in unlucky on his pictures? And so I did a bit of research. If it disagrees with your research, then Pooh-Bah. If you're doing is it trying to watch this video as a shortcut for studying or something like that, then if you get a bad grade, it's not my fault. This is kind of more for entertainment purposes, but as far as I consider the information provided is correct. In ancient times, at times of where men were men and women were women and sheep were kind of terrified, and men wandered around in armour and rode horses and ate mud and lived in castles and that kind of stuff. There was this organisation called La Church, or the church, as it was, the Catholic Church, and it was basically predominantly the ruling element of the entire world, or most of it anyway, or trying to be. And so what happened is when they were going from one place to another, they're going like, huzzah, we're going to go from this place that we already own and go over there to that place that we don't own. Fantastic. We need resources. So they got horses and carriages and chests full of gold and jewellery and all this kind of blah blah blah, flags and trumpets and slags and strumpets and that kind of stuff. And they rode across from village A to village B. What happened after a while, though, is highway people, because you can't assume gender, said, huzzah, these people, we can mug them, can't we, when they're in the middle of nowhere. And so that's what they did. They rode up to them and stuck swords and pointy sticks in their faces and stuff and said, all right, we need all your money, and either that or we're going to kill you. And ironically, the church was really about what happened after you die, and if you were good, you meant to go to heaven, but still these people were happy not to give their money and not have their life removed. Anyway, beside the point. Then what happened? So this happened quite a lot, and the church was getting worried. They were like, dude, we're losing all our dosh. My bling bling's getting nicked. And so what happened is they put out this thing to everyone. They said, okay, what we're looking for is we're looking for a way of transferring our wealth from point A to point B without getting mugged. Now, it just wasn't the church that was being affected. It was rich merchants and other people. Anyone that had money was game to get, like, stood up. And not like I get stood up every week, but that's a different thing altogether. So, there was this bunch of people, very similar to the samurai, but they weren't Japanese. What I mean is, the samurai were a rich bunch of folk that were really good with weapons, and they're very intellectual, they're very well educated. Now, this group of guys in Europe at the time, they called themselves the Knights Templar, and they were the same. They were well educated, and they were well educated in the financial structures, in masonry. From what they say, the Freemasons came from the Knights Templar. They were also very educated in armory and weaponry and fighting, all that kind of stuff. They were the man now dog, as it were. So what happened is they went to the church and said, "Hey, we got this thing for you." Says, "What's that?" Says, "We've got a system. Which will be able to help you." And so the church said, "Okay, what guarantee you got?" 100%. Well, let's do this then. So what they did was, it's anyone that was going from village A to village B. Knights Templar said, "Hey, you. Yeah, what do you want? Do me a favour, would you? Can you take this coin, this single coin with you from here to the second village?" Okay. And then what happened is when you get to the second village, you hand it to my mate over there, and he'll give you like, you take a gold coin, he'll give you like a piece of copper as an exchange. Oh, that's cool. Fantastic. So they did that with everyone that went from village A to village B, whether it's a gold coin, a bag of gold coins, just a small amount of currency. Now, what they worked out was these highway robbers would not attack someone for pittance. There was a price on the life. So it's a case of like, if they were holding somebody up and they only had like a small bag of coins, it's not worth their time, right? So the money, instead of getting transferred in one huge bulk, was getting transferred a little bit at a time, right? Now, once this had gone on for a long time, and a lot of money had been transferred from village A to village B, or village 1 to village 2, or village people to village more people, the the businessmen or the church and the merchants were saying, okay, so how's that help us? He says, okay, you want to transfer money, you got a bunch of money you want to take from here to village 2, right? He says, yeah, but you don't want to get mugged, right? Okay, here's a piece of paper. What? A piece of paper? The hell am I going to do with a piece of paper? What you're going to do is you're going to keep it, right? And then and it's got a seal on it and a signature on it of mine, so they know it's mine, right? And then you're going to write to village, you're going to give me all your money. What? You're going to give me all your money, I'm going to give you a piece of paper. Sounds dodgy. No, but what happens is when you get to village 2, you give the piece of paper to my mate who's been collecting coins one at a time for the last few years, and he'll be able to give you all the money that you're giving me. We'll just charge a couple of gold coins as a service fee, and there you go, innit? And it worked. The merchants, huzzah, we're riding. Oh my goodness, it's a bandits. Okay, give us all your money. I haven't got anything. All I've got's this piece of paper. Well, that's no good for me then, is it? All right, see you later. And so the merchants may be able to like, so how hard can you from village A to village B, handed the piece of paper, got the money, right? Now, rumour has it, from my research anyway, that was kind of the first instance of a check. Because up until that point, money was weight, so of precious metal, you know what I'm saying, like gold and silver and that kind of stuff. And the Chinese did invent paper money, and that was from what I understand, anyway, I could be wrong, and that was kind of like a promissory note, as it were. But as far but that was all numerals. So you got 1 unit, 2 unit, 10 unit, 20 unit, that kind of stuff. Each note had its own separate unit derivative on it, right? Whereas the Knights Templar, what they were doing, they were basically writing a check. They were saying, how much you want? I want 12 gold coins, 3 silver coins, and a couple of shekels, please. Okay, so I wrote on the piece of paper, 12 gold coins, some shekels. There you go, boom. So then it became absolutely it was a promissory note. It wasn't anything to do with currency whatsoever. So anyway, rumour had it that the Knights Templar started, the idea of using checking. So that was that, and then everything was amazing. They became big and large. From what I understand, they started the Knights Templar, not the Knights Templar, but the Freemasons, other organisations like that. They were fighting for the god of the time. There were there were knights who had gone off to the Crusades in the Middle East, and not for oil but for religion, and all this other stuff and blah blah blah. But what's happening now with the church? They were getting worried. Because now you've got this bunch of smart, tough people, right, with a lot of money and a lot of power. And the church was like, huzzah! I can't say any word they knew, really. And says, what's that then? It's like, we got some problem. What's that, because they're from Rome and they always at the end of stuff. So what is a problem, Popium? Well, we have this problem with the Knights Templarium because they have powerium, and they may have more powerium than us, Iam. Oh my gosh, Iam. I know Iam, right, Iam? Yes, Iam. So what we're going to do, Ian? I know what we're going to do. We're going to hold a party. And according to rumour, that's actually what happened. The church got together, got in contact with all the Knights Templar and said, hey mate, you are a wonderful bunch of people and we love the heck out of you. So what we've done is we've got this party going on, right? So all you have to do, turn up here, and then we can have as much food, as much drink, as much debauchery as you want, right? It's yours. It's thankful because we've done all this, we've got through to the other side, thank you so much. So the Knights Templar, or most of them anyway, from what I understand, rumour has it again, that a few of them were kind of like, this sounds kind of dodgy, and the church doesn't give anything away for free. And so they kind of snuck off and started, other organisations, as it were. And so the Knights Templar, they're drinking and smoking and messing around with women, you know what I mean? And all that kind of stuff. Well, not necessarily women, because it was a time when men are men and women are women and sheep were terrified, but and not assuming gender or anything like that. But they're having a good time, whatever they're doing. And then one of two things happened. Either in their food and drinkage was poisonage, Either that or the following day after the party, when they were all kind of passed out and hungover, a bunch of assassins came out and wiped him out. Now, the party was hosted on the 12th, which was a Thursday. The assassination supposedly was on the 13th, which is a Friday. You know what I mean? So, according to my livid research, and using real books instead of wiki woo, and other stuff and googlies and what have you, according to that, the reason Friday the 13th is unlucky is because it was the day the Knights Templar got assassinated. So there you go, knowing's half the battle. Now I've got to find out how to edit this. As I say, I've got edit software that I don't know how to use. Hopefully the levels are good, and blah blah blah. And if you want more, just tell me. I mean, if you got any questions you want answering, and this ends up getting finished and it's worth watching, and I get it on the wordly wadly webbly webbly, then please, any questions you got, see what I can do, because it saves drugs really if you think about it, and then funny ending. Thank you. Bye. Now press this and then I go to record. No, have I recorded it already? I've recorded it. Okay, now we'll listen to